Some Venezuelan immigrants who backed felon Trump are now furious. Furioso.
At a press conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed. Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people.
His administration just revoked their temporary protected status, or TPS, putting hundreds of thousands at risk of deportation. Many of them say they were misled, believing only undocumented immigrants would be affected. Now panic is setting in. Here's the thing, you effed around and found out.
What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's episode is one of the sweetest MAGA tears of the FAFO season. Venezuelans effed around and now they are finding out. They thought they were better than other Hispanic immigrants. They thought they were better than other illegal immigrants because of their TPS program, which is actually temporarily protected status. Now, Venezuelan immigrants who voted for Trump just got a reality check, and it ain't pretty. After backing him, hoping for a break, he has turned around and pulled the rug under them. That's right. Temporary protected status is now gone. TPS has just been revoked and deportation is knocking on their doorsteps. Yeah man, you F around, now you're finding out. Let's get into it guys. If you're new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like the video and drop me your opinion in the comment section below. I'll be back with more commentary.
Some Venezuelan immigrants who backed felon Trump are now furious. Furioso. His administration just revoked their temporary protected status, or TPS, putting hundreds of thousands at risk of deportation. Many of them say they were misled, believing only undocumented immigrants would be affected. Now panic is setting in. Here's the thing, you effed around and found out. I have no sympathy for anyone who voted for a felon to be president because the information was available and right in front of you. You were not misled. You chose to ignore the truth. Venezuelan community leaders feel used, and some accused MAGA lawmakers of staying silent while felon Trump negotiates with Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Maduro. One Venezuelan American called it a tragedy to send people back to a country they fled to. Yeah, it is, but too bad, so sad, bye-bye. The felon Trump administration claims the TPS program was abused, but many see this as a betrayal of promises made during the election, which it is. So what do you think? Is this just politics, or did the felon turn his back on his own supporters? I think it's the latter.
All right, we've got to bring some attention to this story coming out of South Florida, where a bunch of local Venezuelans just came out and said they feel utterly betrayed by the Trump administration and said that they were lied to because during the 2024 campaign, Trump and other Florida Republicans made explicit promises to protect Venezuelan migrants. And of course, you shouldn't trust Trump or Republicans when they make a promise, especially regarding migrants, but they did. They reassured voters repeatedly that TPS, the temporary protected status that allows a lifeline for migrants to live here, to work legally, and to escape dangerous regimes like the Maduro regime. They repeatedly promised that this would be safe, that they wouldn't remove it. But with the stroke of a pen, the Trump administration just betrayed an entire voting bloc and a bunch of people that trusted them. Remember, Hispanic Americans went towards Trump at historic rates during the 2024 election, and now they say that they feel beyond betrayed.
Conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed. Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that he was not going to touch the documented people. To touch the documented people.
I believe that. Hey! We will vote. Raise your hands, come on. For Donald Trump. Hey!
Yes, Venezuelans are not feeling terribly happy these days. Now they discovered that Donald Trump has eliminated TPS, temporary protection status, for the people of Venezuela. No, pero que esa es la que usted quería, that's what you wanted. Latino for throne. Donald Trump was gonna protect you and he was gonna do good by you. We told you he was, but you weren't fucking listening, were you? Te tenía la cerita en los oídos, odio estúpido. Ahora, ¿qué vas a hacer? Luisito, tell them what they're gonna do. Eso es sencillito. Va a coger la arepa, mira. You ready? Lambe la arepa, lambe la arepa. Finish? Other side. Lambe la arepa, qué rico. Es que son brutos y no aprenden chorre cabrones. Ahora, mira. Pa' casita de nuevo. ¡Que tenga buen día!
Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise.
To the Hispanic community, the entire Hispanic community, specifically those that are making posts and doing videos asking, why isn't the black community showing up? Why isn't the black community protesting with you? Why is the black community not supporting you? The black community supported you. The black community overwhelmingly went into the voting booth on November 5th to vote in our best interest and yours. Your fight is not with black people and the black community. Your fight is with these Hispanics.
Press conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayed. Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
Imagine talking about political issues, but you don't want to make it political. How, Sway? But that explains why they watched a man for years out on the campaign trail talk about mass deportations and how they were going to be bloody. And they thought that he was going to do that to the other Hispanics, the other brown and black people, not to them. Imagine believing a lying ass liar. That's what they did. They believed a lying ass liar. But wait, there's more. There's this type of Hispanic.
You're a Mexican American.
Yes.
What do you think about Trump's border policy?
I love it. I love it. I'm 100% for it.
Do you know anybody that crossed the border without applying for a green card?
Oh, yes. Unfortunately, I have met family members that did. Cousins, nephews, nieces.
Because those people might be deported if Donald Trump wins.
That's okay. That's okay.
How long have they been here for?
Years, like 20, some like 30 years.
And so you think the members of your own family who've been here for 30 years should be deported?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they can be deported, but they can also apply to come back again to the United States, but do it the right way.
How do you think they would feel about you saying that?
Oh, they would be very angry. They are angry at me right now. They don't talk to me because I support Trump.
We will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of our country.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
That's okay.
Your fight is with your own people, not with black people. We went into the voting booth where it really counted, with you in mind. Your people went into the voting booth and voted for Trump.
Alright guys, there you have it actually. This is one of the sweetest moments of MAGA tears of this FAFO season. I don't really get why all these people come on here thinking that Trump is actually their savior. And here comes Venezuelans who actually backed the orange man in charge in hopes of getting special treatment on immigration. And now they're getting a brutal wake-up call. You F around, now you are finding out. Well, this is because, as we have seen in the video, he's pulling the plug on their TPS program, which is actually temporary protected status. And now, as we all know, deportation is coming their way. It's actually gonna come knocking on their doors. I think they thought they were better protected off than other Hispanic communities. They were better than other illegal immigrants who are actually supposed to be deported. Now they're finding out that they are going to be joining these mass deportations actually. As we have seen, they are crying that the Trump administration has actually betrayed them. They thought they had a better deal than other people. They thought they were protected. So they went ahead and backed Donald Trump in order actually to position themselves for special treatment with the TPS program. Now over 365,000 Venezuelans are at risk of being deported now. You F around and you find out, and we keep on telling you, as we have seen in the videos that I've compiled for you guys, the enemy of Hispanic people is their own community. They vote against each other because, as we know, 61% of Latino men voted for the orange man in charge. That means they agreed with his policies because he was announcing these policies in his mass campaigns. He had plans to deport people from day one. There is nothing that was a special secret. These were on public television. Everybody was watching them. And if you are really concerned about your community, you should have voted for the Blue Party. You should have voted for Kamala Harris, who was actually interested in protecting immigrants, but you went ahead and voted against your own community. So the lady who was actually stating that the number one enemy of Hispanic people is not black people, it's their own community, because they're the ones that actually voted against their own best interest. So guys, for those of us actually who are hearing TPS or temporary protected status for the first time, when you Google what is TPS and how does it help Venezuelans, this is what it says. Temporary protected status, TPS, for Venezuelans is a humanitarian program granted by the US government that allows eligible Venezuelans to live and work legally in the United States for a designated period. TPS is given to individuals from countries experiencing ongoing armed conflict, natural disasters, or other extraordinary conditions that makes it unsafe for them to return. And that just flew out of the window because of the way Venezuelans backed the orange man, and now he has actually betrayed them and refused to extend their TPS program in the United States. This is what we keep on saying. You F around, you find out. There is no way around this because this man has been in office before and there is nothing that's a surprise. Maybe some of you actually thought he was going to do better. Maybe some of you thought that he was going actually to change, but you have to realize that he was not going to change. This is old-fashioned Trump. He does what he wants actually. He says one thing in the media and does another tomorrow, and then he goes ahead on public TV and denounces what he said yesterday. So there is nothing that's new here. You should have known better than to trust this administration to go ahead and pull off this deal because you are now betrayed. You effed around, now you're finding out. Now guys, this is bigger than just Venezuelans. This actually is a warning to every immigrant who actually thinks that they can align themselves with conservative interests and somehow be exempt from the consequences. Because history has actually shown time and time again, when Republicans push anti-immigrant policies, they're coming for everybody, no matter where you're from. It doesn't mean that you are exempt. Whatever deal you made with the previous administration, you should know that they are coming for you. So you should know better than to trust that and actually vote for your own best interest. Thank you very much for watching this far, guys. If you are new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing, like the video, and drop me your opinions on what you think in the comment section below. As always, guys, see you on the next episode.